Hello and welcome to another Jeff Comics Magic the Gathering opening video. It is September of 2025. We have Marvel's Spider-Man, the new set for Magic the Gathering that we're going to be opening here today. We have 4 videos coming your way, each with a single play booster box. And thank you all for checking this out. Hanging out, open up some packs. If you like what we see, check us out in store in Bethlehem. That is Jeff Comics in Bethlehem, Pennsylvania. We'll have a lot of these singles listed and available for any of you guys to pick up. Or if you want some sealed product for yourself, check us out in store as well. Or check us out online, jeffcomics.com. This is our first video of 4 boxes. First box on its own video. We do have, I believe, a Japanese printing here. English wording, obviously, for the actual magic cards themselves, but the collation appears to be that we'll have our rares close to the front of the pack. So we have our lands, foil, and we should have our rare right here. First rare is Doc Ock's Tentacles. This first video we are going to be going over a little bit more of the mechanics and stuff that's introduced in this set. We do have a new ability called Mayhem that we'll be diving into just a little bit. But yeah, we have Doc Ock's Tentacles, a 1-drop equip 5 equipment that whenever a creature you control may value 5 or greater enters, you can attach it to it for free. And the equipped creature gets +4/+4. Pretty nice. We have our first uncommon, Alien Symbiosis, Flying Octobot, oh, if we can get this all to focus, Terrific Team Up, Steel Wrecking Ball. I did see that this is probably going to see some play, even though it's a 5-drop. In maybe it was Pauper format or something along those lines. We have our first Venom, one of our first actual Spider-Man recognizable characters. Venom, Evil Unleashed, 5-mana Death Touch, legendary creature, symbiote villain. Its ability is 2 and a black to exile this card from your graveyard, put 2+1/+1 counters on target creature, and it gains Death Touch until end of turn. Activate only as a sorcery. Very nice. We have a Whoosh with kicker cost. If it was kicked, you can draw a card, but otherwise you're returning a target non-land permanent to its owner's hand. Spider Islanders with our first Mayhem ability. So it's Mayhem for 1 and a red, and it says you may cast this card from your graveyard for 1 and a red. If you discarded it this turn, timing rules still apply. So it's a lot like the Madness ability that we saw back in, I believe it was Commander 17 and a few other sets around that as well. So been a few years since we've seen Madness, but we do have Mayhem as a bit of a replacement for it. Very cool. A 4/3 that you can get out for just 2 mana if you can discard it. Oh, Spider Rex, Daring Dino. A 6-mana 6/6 with Reach and Trample and has Ward 2. Of course, a better... we have a lot of those 6/6s for 6. But giving more abilities than just the Trample that we usually see. Unlike your Dreadmaws and such. They just keep getting better and better. But not a bad first pack. We have ourselves a treasure. Ooh, I do see a little bit of something there. So there is the regular set of Spider-Man, but we also have a bonus sheet in this. Ooh, whoa! We have the 5-color Cosmic Spider-Man in foil. I don't know that I love this design. It is a little baby's first Magic card on the designer's part. Your first 5-color commander of just, we're going to give it all the 5 keyword abilities, 1 for each color, flying, first strike, trample, lifelink, haste, and it's a 5/5 at beginning of combat on your turn. Other spiders you control gain all those abilities as well until end of turn. So maybe not the most interesting card outside of a vacuum, but in a vacuum and being a Spider-Man commander that you can have all the Spider-Men in, still a very cool thing to have available if you did want to run all the Spider-Men and stay on theme. So not too shabby. We do have Kraven the Hunter. A little trample, 4/3 for 3, already a pretty great rate. Whenever a creature an opponent controls with the greatest power among creatures that player controls dies, you get to draw a card and play +1/+1 on Kraven. Not too shabby. Oh, and we have our first bonus sheet card, like we thought. Heroic Intervention. 1 and a green, instant, permanence control, again, hexproof and indestructible until end of turn. Very playable in a number of formats, and nice little art. I believe they did a lot of comic book cover artists. They got the actual rights to use those, just whole cloth, on some Magic cards for some art, so very cool. We got ourselves a Spider UK. With a web slinging ability, this is another new mechanic. Web slinging for 2 and a white. You can cast it for 2 and a white if you also return a tapped creature you control to its owner's hand. So it gives you a little bit of a cost reduction if you can just bounce a creature. And also, at the beginning of your end step, if 2 or more creatures enter the battlefield under your control this turn, you draw a card, gains you life. Always getting some more card draw and life gain in white. Very cool. We have Scorpion, Seething Striker, 4 mana 3/3 with Death Touch. Of course, our villains are also available in the set. We got Death Touch at the beginning of your end step. If a creature died, not just that you controlled, died this turn, target creature you control connives. Very nice. And Spider-Man India. We're getting back to back. All the actual named characters in this pack, so very cool. Spider-Man India also has a web slinging ability. To have it cost 2 less on this one, and then whenever you cast a creature spell, put a +1/+1 counter on target creature you control. Gains flying until end of turn. The bagel and schmear. I don't know. It doesn't feel too much like Magic, but at the same time, it's a fun little nod to the New York City lifestyle. And us being in PA, you got your bagels, you got your schmear. Fun little nod. And we got another Spider Islanders. We have Swarm, being of bees, Flying, Flash, and Mayhem for just a black for a 2/2. We have Beetle, Legacy Criminal. Again, lots and lots of named creatures in this pack. We have Flying 3/3 for 4, with an ability for 2 and exile this card from your graveyard. Put a +1/+1 counter on target creature. Gains flying until end of turn, only as a sorcery. All these only as a sorceries, you know, I don't love only sorcery speed, but it is a standard designed set, so the power level isn't going to be particularly crazy, although we did have like Final Fantasy kind of push some more bounds in that sense. But we'll see what we actually really get out of this Spider-Man set, and we do have some lovely full art basics. This is our first of the Weblands, so we have our mountain there with the skyline, maybe some smokestacks in the background. Awesome. Daily Bugle Reporters, a common and foil. We have Hydro-Man, Fluid Felon. For 2 blue mana, he's a 2/2 legendary creature that you can have as your commander if you'd like. Whenever you cast a blue spell, if it's a creature, he gets +1/+1 until end of turn. Just any blue spell, okay. So it's kind of Voltron-y. And at the beginning of your end step, untap Hydro-Man until your next turn. He becomes a land and gains add a blue for just a tap. He's not a creature during that time. Very interesting. So he's kind of like a Norin the Wary type thing of not really a creature outside of your turn. So nice flavor on that, being a Fluid Felon. We have ourselves another Craven here. This time in Gruul for 3 mana X4 Vigilance, and the top of the food chain says Craven's power is equal to the greatest mana value among permanency control. Get yourself out a, I don't know, Blightsteel Colossus, have a 12/12 Vigilance, but at that point you already have a Blightsteel. There's some fun stuff you could do with that for sure. It's any permanent, so it doesn't even have to be a creature. Morbius, they did enable Morbing in the set. Fun, and it's an uncommon, so you could even have this as a pauper commander if you wanted. Flying Vigilance, Lifelink 3/1. A lot of nice keywords on there. And a blue and a black to exile this card from your graveyard. You get to Brainstorm, except it's put 1 into your hand and the rest in the bottom of your library instead of 2 back on top. So, fun. A little wall crawl. Very iconic from the games, from the movies. Really feels like you are Spider-Man. We have a Risky Research with Doc Ock. Surveil 2. Draw 2. Lose 2. For 3 mana. I could see that being played. 3 mana instead of 2 for stuff like Sign in Blood, but you also get a Surveil on top. Passenger Ferry. A little vehicle, of course. Masked Meower. Haste, and the ability to draw a card on it. Not too shabby. In red, being able to have a little aggro. Sweet. Kind of cantrips itself. Common Crook, when it dies, create a treasure. Gallant Citizen, enters draw. Pumpkin Bombardment. I know we got some people over at Jaff that are obsessed with pumpkins. Shout out to you, Ronnie. As an additional cast a cost, discard a card or pay 2. You can deal 3 damage to each creature for Pumpkin Bombardment. You have Starling, Aerial Ally, 5 mana 3/4, flying, ETBs, another target creature you control against flying until end of turn. And our last from this pack is a Craven's Cats. So far the rate seems to be one of the bonus sheet cards in every couple packs. It's not every pack or anything like that. We do have a guaranteed foil, but let's see how many we wind up getting. We have one so far. We have pictures of Spider-Man. J. Jonah Jameson would be very happy to see those. Next up we have our rare Spider-Woman, Stunning Savior, 2 mana, flying 2/2. Artifacts and creatures your opponents control enter tapped. Also a rare, Cheering Crowd. I have seen this one before. Beginning of each player's main phase, first main phase I should say, that player may put a +1/+1 counter on this creature. If they do, they add a colorless for each counter on it. A little bit of group hug action. Can go in any Gruul deck in Commander or any green or red deck in your limiteds. So you're going to a pre-release like you'd be able to do at JAF Comics. Pre-releases, being able to just splash in some colorless mana to ramp yourself with one of those would be a fun thing to do. If you are interested in pre-releases, check us out in person, see if there are any slots open. I'll actually hold off on this one for a second as I'm talking. Any spots open should be available on jaffcomics.com if you check us out there. Or check us out in person if you'd like to sign up for any of the events. Most of the time they are on Fridays, Saturdays, Sundays, possibly around like release as well. So definitely reach out if you're interested in playing some. I believe its pre-release format is just limited, where you're not a multi-person draft, but you're just doing your own sealed event. Usually has a pretty nice turnout, so come and say hi. We have ourselves a Scorpion's Thing. And now I'll go back to supported parents because I do, as a green player, love this card. 3 mana. It's a creature itself. 3/3. Already decent rate. But it says tap 2 two untapped creatures you control to add 1 mana of any color. In any deck where you have a lot of like token permanents and stuff like that, this is basically the same rate that you get with Balin, the Haymaker from Bloomburrow. But it's any creatures you control, not just tokens. Of course, you can make other tokens a little easier for Balin, but in creature token heavy decks, this could be a great rate if you can't get out your stuff that'll let your creatures tap for mana on their own, but it also doesn't care about having haste for those creatures. So, nice little card there. At an uncommon, very happy to see more ways to generate lots of mana for green. I'm sure other people that don't like playing against green because it ramps so much are terrified of that because it is a great, great card. And we have ourselves a lovely little web planes here. Full art. I do like that a lot better. We got our sunset instead of some smokestacks. We have ourselves a foil shock. Reprint of shock there. We have Morlun, Devourer of Spiders. He enters with X +1/+1s, where X is what you pay for his mana costs. And when he ETBs, he also deals X damage to target opponent. Definitely got me a limited bomb, as I said again for those pre-release fans out there. If you get yourself one of these, it also has lifelink, so the damage you're going to be dealing when he enters, you're going to gain that life right back. That could be a huge swing. You're kind of 2-for-1ing, getting yourself up. If you pay 5 and dealing 5, you're going to be able to net essentially a 10 life difference with just that. We have With Great Power, a 4 mana aura. Enchanted creature gets +2/+2 for each aura and equipment attached to it. And then all damage that would be dealt to you is dealt to enchanted creature instead. There definitely must come also some great responsibility because putting this on a indestructible creature kind of makes you semi-invincible here. I know a lot of people love the idea of like a Brash Taunter getting equipped with Great Power. And that is something that tickles my fancy. I know that. It's definitely a strong card. So use it wisely. We have Robotics Mastery, Wall Crawl, Hobgoblin. We have ourselves another Venom. Spiderman, Web Slinger. He has web slinging. A Kapow. Nice little art in the shades, or the shards of glass. Excuse me. We're going to start going a little bit faster now that we're into a few of these packs. Obviously, any of our big rares, big hits, we're going to shout out for sure, but the commons and uncommons will start flying through a bit more. Speaking of flying, onto a web in the mountains. A foil full art mountain. Awesome. And also another foil. Spider suit. Nice, just an uncommon. Behold the Sinister Six. A 7-mana sorcery to return up to 6 target creature cards with different names from your graveyard to the battlefield. So it doesn't hit other graveyards, but can help you get all your villains, per se, if you'd like, in your villain deck, or just any creatures if you're not into theming that heavily. We got ourselves a clone here with Chameleon, Master of Disguise. A Rhino's Rampage for a common or an uncommon. Flash Thompson, Spider Fan, and Sandman's Quicksand. The Bagel and Schmear. Spider Gwen, I think our first Gwen. Very nice. Becomes tapped, you may discard a card. If you do draw, a little bit of a rummage effect, as we call it. Spider Manifestation, a little untapping mana dork for 2 mana in Gruul. I did see that one before, and that's also very exciting. If you can't tell, I do like having green creatures that can do mana things, because that helps you get your other big creatures out. So love more reprints and new cards that do exactly that. We have Silver Sable, Mercenary Leader. ETBs put a +1/+1 on a target creature. When it attacks, target modified creature you control gains a lifelink until end of turn. Lady Octopus. Okay, so this does appear to be one of the stronger cards in the set. This probably isn't too expensive of a card itself, but whenever you draw your first or second card each turn, you put an ingenuity counter on it, so including your actual draw for turn draw. And then you can tap it to, you may cast an artifact spell from your hand with mana value less than or equal to the number of ingenuity counters on Lady Octopus without paying its mana cost. So just making a little either artifact deck built around this, or splashing it into a blue deck that has artifacts like your Urzas and such. Definitely a strong effect. And if you have Flash, to be able to get casting or drawing cards on, other people's turns, because it is each turn. You can even get this up technically, I guess, to like 8 counters in the first turn cycle in a 4-person commander game. Very nice. School Days, the Puns. We have Web Warriors, and a Green Goblin Revenant. Flying Death Touch 3/3 for 5. Attacks, discard, and draw for each card you discard this turn. Spider-Man No More, Shuck. Spider-Man Brooklyn Visionary has Web Slinging. Nice. So far, only 1 card from the bonus sheet. We're, I believe, 6-ish packs in, I'd want to say. So maybe slightly disappointing. I don't know how often we're going to see those. I'm sure the collector boosters are going to have them in like every pack, but that is not what we're going to be checking out today. All just the play boosters. We have the Spot, though, Living Portal, 5-mana 4/4. Enters, exile 1 target non-land permanent, and up to 1 target non-land permanent card from a graveyard. When it dies, put him on the bottom of his owner's library. And if you do, it's not even a May. When he dies, you do have to put him on the bottom of his owner's library. If you do, you return the exile cards to their owner's hands. I thought I missed a May there, but that is a must. Got a Living Brain, got a Shocker, Unshakable, Costume Closet, Spider-Man No More. We are going to see, I think, quite a few duplicates here. I know this set was originally supposed to be a Beyond Booster product, which they did for Assassin's Creed a few years ago, so it was going to be a much smaller set. They did bring this up to closer to a normal set size, although it is still a bit smaller than most other sets. But that's okay, because there's lots and lots of rares and mythics to be able to get that hopefully we'll be able to see some more of today. The cityscape, honestly, I don't know how I feel about just seeing New York on a Magic card, but when they make it look nice like that, you can't be too mad. Get ourselves a treasure token, a foil forest. Our first time seeing that full art. Lovely. Spider-Man Web Slinger, just the uncommon in foil, and Peter Parker's camera. This is a interesting card, as I know people like the Professor of Tolarian Community College have noted very rightfully so. Enters the battlefield with 3 film counters on it for 1 mana, and then for the activated ability 2 and a tap, remove a film counter from this artifact. Copy target activated or triggered ability you control. You can choose new targets for the copy. So you can do that with your fetch lands. You can do that with basically any of your cool ETBs or anything really that is an activated or triggered ability. We got ourselves a Spider Punk then too. 2 mana, 2/1 with Riot. Other spiders have Riot. Spells and abilities can't be countered, and damage can't be prevented. Disrespect authority. Smash the system. Sweet. Damage control crew. We got ourselves a Wraith, the Vigilante, with Double Strike. Did think about making that as a Pauper Commander deck, just as a kind of Voltron-y thing. I don't know if we'll go through with that. Oh, we do have our City Pigeon, which is definitely going to see some play. 1 mana, 1/1 flyer with when it leaves the battlefield, create a food. Lots of people in Standard, even though I don't play Standard myself, have been saying that's going to be a good rate. Anytime you have a 1 mana flyer, it's just already going to be pretty solid. I do think we have ourselves a bonus sheet card here, but we also have a full art planes in non-foil this time. Let's see here. Our rare Spiderham, Peter Porker. ETBs with food, and other of these creature types here get +1/+1. Oh, whoa, okay. I thought this was going to be a bonus sheet card, but this, I believe, is one of the actually pretty decent hits. Let me see. Huh. Well, let me read this off first. So this is Spectacular Spider-Man. It is a 2 mana 3/2 with Flash, and 1 mana gets you flying until end of turn, and 1 mana and a sack of this guy gets you your creatures indestructible and hexproof until end of turn as well. This is the full art version. Let me see if we can find super quick. I had some of the things open, but I did not see the actual listing on that one. So let's see here. Spectacular Spider-Man. Oh, okay. This isn't one of the fancy versions. If this was foil, it'd be a lot more, but I'm seeing that can't be right. The disparity between foil and non-foil is that big? No, it's only like less than $5. Very surprising. A lovely little card, though. I didn't even notice, looking at the list that I have over to the side as well, that Heroic Intervention that we pulled earlier in the non-foil. $26 at time of recording. A great card nonetheless, though, with that spectacular Spider-Man. Silver Sable. We got ourselves a Rhino with Vigilance, Trample, Haste, a great type line, or ability line. And when he attacks, if you cast a spell with mana value 4 or greater this turn, draw a card. It is 7 mana to get that guy out there, but can't have everything. Another Spider-Gwen. Guy in the chair. Nice. But yeah, for that Spectacular Spider-Man card, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, there's alternate like costumes that they had on different printings of that Spider-Man. Those ones are incredibly expensive if you can get them. I don't know that we'll see any today, but we do have ourselves a Mr. Negative. 7 mana 5/5, already a lot, but when ETBs, you can exchange your life total with target opponents, and then you draw the cards equal to the life that you lost. So, pretty nice. Another Rhino. Definitely seeing a lot of duplicates already with the commons and uncommons, but like I said, it is a slightly smaller set than we had prior. So it kind of makes sense. But, no. There's a lot of good flavor that we're seeing so far in this set, so you can't be too mad. Spider Manifestation in foil, as we saw before. Symbiote Spider-Man. 3 mana when he deals common damage to a player. Look at that many cards on top of your library. So if he hits for 2, you look at 2, put 1 into your hand, 1 to the grave. And then you can find a new host for 3 mana. Exile this card from your graveyard. +1/+1 on target creature you control. Gains it gains this card's other abilities. Ooh, that's pretty nice. I didn't know about that. I've seen a lot of the cards for this Spider-Man set, but I haven't looked at all of them. That's one that I must have missed. We have ourselves a Sandman, another foil, or another rare rather. Very nice. Sun Spider, Spider-Man Heroic Horde with web slinging, Swarm. About halfway through box 1 here. Hope you guys are enjoying this first opening. Again, if you see any of the cards that you like and would want for yourself, check out Jeff Comics in person. Check out our TCG Player link, which is, I believe, jeffcomics.tcgplayerpro.com. You can find a whole bunch of singles there. And you are supporting your local game store just by buying your singles directly through TCG Player there. Which is a great thing to do, because Jeff Comics, I know, is one of my favorite game stores in the area. Lots of good community members there, playing Magic on a regular basis. If you haven't checked us out before, be sure to stop by. Let us know that you saw this video when you come in, and that'll help us make more of these videos in the future. We do have ourselves an Electro, though. 3 mana, 2/3 flyer. You don't lose unspent red mana at steps and phase's end. Whenever you cast an instant sorcery, you add a red. When he leaves the battlefield, you can pay X. When you do, he deals X damage to target player. That last part I don't care about as much, but I did think about making a Spellslinger mono red commander around Electro here. Thought about it. Haven't really put it into motion yet, but I could definitely see that being a very fun deck to play. Grow extra arms. Oh my gosh. 6 arms, 2 legs. That's a spider. And that's also a spider token. We have ourselves an island. News helicopter. Ooh, a Norman Osborn. Hello. I believe this is one of our hits. Going for about $25-ish, $25, $30. Pre-release pricing, of course. So that's very much possible to change. But Norman Osborn, great card, great hit. 2 mana, 1/1, can't be blocked. When he deals combat damage to a player, he connives, and you can transform him only as a sorcery, or I believe you can also cast him for his backside for 4 mana if you have it available. But you can transform him. I'm going to turn him over this way so we don't see the card behind it yet. We have ourselves the Green Goblin on the backside, though. So yeah, you can cast him for 4 mana if you want to go right to this side. He's a Flying Menace. Spells you cast from a graveyard cost 2 less to cast. And then Goblin Formula says, each non-land card in your graveyard has Mayhem. The Mayhem cost is equal to its mana cost. So say you're playing a Wheels deck in your Grixis colors with your, white, blue, and, black, blue, red. This is a fun commander to do it with. It'll cost the 2 less. So even I don't know, it's non-land. Even your instants and sorceries, you can kind of spell slinger with it too. Very, very nice card. Great hit. Our first really nice card of the box. Flying Octobot following that. Shocker Unshakable. Costume Closet. Yes. The Hot Dog Cart. Spider-Man just chilling. And some guy taking a selfie. When it enters, you create a food, and it is also a mana rock itself. Taps to add 1 mana of any color. Passenger Ferry again. Steel Wrecking Ball. Venom's Hunger. Guy in the Chair. If this will focus. Love to see a Norman Osborn. That's great. I also didn't really notice until I took another look here. You just got the Green Goblin and the reflection of the desk there. That's awesome. Whoa. I pulled a few too many cards there. We have our second big hit of the box. That's awesome. This is basically the hits of the set, right? The Soulstone goes in every single black deck ever made because it is a 2 mana indestructible mana rock that taps for a black. And then if you have 7 mana later in the game, you can tap 7, tap this, exile a creature you control to harness the Soul Stone. Once it is harnessed, the Infinity ability is activated. I don't know if that's what they're calling it, Infinity or not, but I know the like Through the Omen Paths is called like Origin or something like that. But yes, this is a indestructible mana rock for 2 mana that will get you a creature card from your graveyard back to the battlefield at the beginning of your upkeep. Every upkeep after you activate that ability to harness it. So you pay the 7 once, you tap, you exile a creature, and then you're just off to the races. This is a fantastic hit. Pre-order pricing is this is the biggest hit of the set. $66 around time of recording. Could go up, could go down. I know this is what a lot of people are trying to open the set for, and we did open one already in box 1. That's awesome. Again, if you're looking for singles like this Soulstone, I don't know how many will be opened among these 4 boxes, but definitely check us out. Like I said, either in store in Bethlehem, Pennsylvania, JAF Comics, JAF Comics, as you can see on the playmat here, or check us out online, jeffcomics.tcgplayerpro.com. We'll have the singles listed, including this Soulstone, but if there's only one, somebody else might try and get it before you. So if you're watching this video and you really want a Soulstone, check us out. See if it's still available. We have a J. Jonah Jameson for 3 mana. ETBs, you suspect up to 1 target creature. Then whenever a creature controlled menace attacks, just attacks, you create a treasure. Which, honestly, another really strong card from the set. I don't know that it's worth all that much. Just taking a quick peek, and I don't really see him in like the top. Oh, there he is. He's in like the top 40-ish. It's like $5 or so, 5 or 6. But still a fantastic card. We did get ourselves a little bit of a ding and dent on a couple of those, though. It happens from time to time, even on these, you know, nicely printed Japanese packs. They're usually pretty good on their print quality, but it happens from time to time. We got ourselves a Arachne. That could be wrong. Spider-Man fans in the chat, please drop a little comment. Let me know how you actually pronounce that. But it's looks like Arachne. Ooh. Finally, another. Green, yellow, and black. I don't know what this could be. Oh, Wedding Ring. This is also a good kit, I believe, right? Let me take a look. I thought it was up there. Oh, it's up there. It's 20-ish bucks. That's great. It's non-foil. We only got one of the foils, I believe, out of the bonus sheet. But Wedding Ring, fantastic card. Obviously, all these full art comic book style cards are reprints of old cards. So Wedding Ring has been around for a while. This is just an alternate art using the comic book cover. Very awesome. Very, very awesome hit. We got the Daily Bugle and the pictures of Spider-Man. Was J. Jonah Jameson in this pack too? That'd be very on theme if it was. Let's see. Nope, nothing else Daily Bugle related. But hey, a very on theme pack. We do love to see it. Robot full art forest, lovely. I don't think we've seen a few of the full art lands yet, but we do have a new rare, Origin of Spider-Man. 2 mana, create a spider on the first one. Saga Chapter 2 is put a +1/+1 counter on target creature you control. Becomes a legendary spider hero in addition to its other types. Very on theme. Origins of Spider-Man. And Chapter 3, target creature you control gains double strike until end of turn. Spider-Girl, legacy hero. She got bit by a spider, certainly, in the lore, I would assume. Possibly not, but legacy hero, has flying, leaves the battlefield, create a 1/1. Madame Web, Clairvoyant. Let's see. We have the Daily Bugle reporters at the end there. It's fun. there's our first island, just as I was speaking of. Nice. Little New York skyline in the background with the river in the front. Very nice. Steel Wrecking Ball. Ah, we got the meme. I'm the real Spider-Man. No, I'm the real Spider-Man. Imposter Syndrome. A 6-mana enchantment that says whenever a non-token creature you control deals combat damage to a player, create a non-legendary token copy of it. That's great. I'm definitely going to get at least one of these for decks of my own because it's a fantastic ability. Just straight up. Yep, we're even going to put that in the nice pile. Ooh, Spider-Man Noir. I think we've seen Molten Man. Does a little bit of ramping. But Spider-Man Noir, 5-mana 4/4 menace. When he attacks, put a +1/+1 on it, and then Surveil X, where X is the number of counters on it. Interesting. Could be a little popper commander again, or just a straight-up commander. It seems strong enough that you could build around it. But at an uncommon, my first thought is maybe try and make a popper commander out of it, a little lower power for some newer players. Ooh, and I think that's the 5th of our lands. Every basic land type represented here. Our swamp. Sweet. Romantic Rendezvous. Straight out of, what was that, Spider-Man 1, 2? Mary Jane Watson with the flowers. Lovely. Ultimate Green Goblin. He has Mayhem. At the beginning of your upkeep, discard a card and create a treasure. Also enables more Mayhem. Cool. Another Spider Girl. Spider Slayer. Hatred Honed. Starling. Gallant Citizen. Got ourselves, it looks like, about 6-7 packs left to go. Something like that. Oh, foil Starling and a foil land. Interdimensional Webwatch. 4 mana, artifact ETBs, exile up the top 2 cards of your library until the end of your next turn. You can play those cards. And it also taps for 2 mana in any combination of colors, only to cast spells from exile. Shriek, Troublemaker, a Wraith, a Spider Suit. I was going to say Mobile Suit Gundam, but that is a Secret Lair or Universes Beyond crossover that we haven't gotten to yet, but surely will with time. Mobile Suit Gundam, lots of other stuff. Ooh, well, we saw it. We saw something. Oh, we got an Urban Retreat. Land interest tapped. You can get your Bant colors, green, white, blue, or you can pay 2 to return a tapped creature you control to its owner's hand. Put this card from your hand onto the battlefield only as a sorcery, but that doesn't do anything compared to Web Warriors. This is one of the cards from the set that I believe we've seen before in the either common or uncommon. I think it would match the rarity, so probably uncommon. But this is part of the panorama arts that'll connect to a bunch of cards if you wanted to have almost like a poster of, I think it's like 25, maybe it's not 25 cards that they did this way, but it's maybe a 4x4 grid, 16 cards, or 5x5 would be 25 altogether. We'll put this aside just to see if we get any of the others. I'll even keep that aside for the other boxes just in case. We have Spider, piloted by Penny. But yeah, we'll see if we get any more of those and we can create a little bit more of the panorama for y'all. Make sure to check out the other 3 videos that we're going to be doing. Again, this is just our first, so the others will probably go faster. Ooh, we do have our first extended art saga, Origin of Spider-Man. So we did just see this exact card in the normal arts a little bit ago. I do really like what they did with the sagas being comic book pages, more or less. Very, very nice way to actually do full arts for sagas, and I'm glad they came up with it because it does look very, very nice. Shadow the Goblin, another playable card for sure. Beginning of your first main phase, discard a card. If you do, draw a card. Then whenever you play a land or cast a spell from anywhere other than your hand, this enchantment deals 1 damage to each opponent. Definitely goes in a lot of those decks that play from exile. Absolutely. or your stuff like your Mayhems, especially in red. I'm sure that's got big support in limited in this set. Let's see what else we got here. We're down to, I think, 3 packs after this. We got Mysterio, though. Lots of duplicate commons. A Spider Mountain. Ooh, a foil Mysterio. I think that's one of our first foil rares. Very nice. Maximum Carnage. Okay, that art does go very hard. Good job, Bill. Shout out, Bill. 5 mana. And it's 3 mana on Chapter 2, so it can't be too bad. Until your next turn, each creature attacks each combat if able, and attacks a player other than you if able. So goads everything. And this sucker deals 5 damage to each opponent afterwards. Nice. Whoa! Well, we have, it looks like another piece of the puzzle. If I had to guess... Nope, I don't think it connects there. But it's got to be somewhere around there. Maybe like that. We'll have to see. We'll set it aside. But Spider, piloted by Penny. Very nice. Vigilance. When ADTBs +1/+1 on target creature. Modified creature you control deals combat damage to a player. You draw a card. That's not bad. It's white blue, but I would love to put it in Kutzil if it was in green blue instead. Superior Foes of Spider-Man. We got Tombstone, Career Criminal. First time seeing him. Another City Pigeon. 2 packs left to go. You see it there. Thank y'all for hanging out with us in this video. Like I said, this is only our first of 4 play booster boxes that we're going to be opening. So if you want to see more, make sure to hit that subscribe button. Give us a like. Hit the bell if you want to get notifications when any of our new openings are put up on the YouTube channel here, so you can be the first to see if there are any cards that we open that you really, really want. Look over the video, give it a watch when any of the new sets come out. We've been doing this for quite a few months now, quite a few sets now. We plan to continue for the foreseeable future, so make sure to check us out when we have more of those videos coming out in the future. Whoa! And last pack magic, baby. We got ourselves a Carnage Crimson Chaos. A rare with the extended art frame. Let's see if I can find this guy real quick. See if he's a big hit or not. It's hard to see with all these comic book arts that don't really have the text of the card the most visible. Just on the little side of my eye that I see. But nonetheless... Even if he's not a crazy big hit, he is a very lovely card nonetheless. Carnage, Crimson Chaos. That is outstanding art. Hell yeah. Great last pack magic there. This has been a pretty nice box, honestly, at the end of things. We did wind up getting quite a few reasonably good hits, such as our Norman Osborn, our Imposter Syndrome, the Wedding Ring, of course, and... Nonetheless, the Soul Stone remains indestructible as it always will be. That's a great hit and a great box. This has been just the first box, like I've said, of these play boosters. Let me see if I can scooch a little bit of these into frame. 1, 2, 3 more of them. Make sure to check us out for those other videos coming soon. Hit that subscribe button if you want to see more of them. And leave a comment. Let us know what your favorite cards out of these packs were. We'll see you guys in the next one. Thank you so much. This has been Jeff Comics. Check us out in Bethlehem. Check out the cards online. We'll see you in the next one.